and Moira being banned. So Druidz picking up on the fact that Moira has been having quite some success this Dreamhack. I mean, I'm curious about the fact that we haven't seen Kayn, really.
Yeah, Kayn is an interesting hero. Not only you especially, you have history with it, but let's just say there was a talks between the teams before the event, all the pre-gaming and stuff, that they were even talking about mutually banning Kayn just because they thought that he was just so ridiculous, way too strong, and blah, blah, blah. A gentleman's agreement, whatever you want to call it. I don't think that really ended up happening, and yeah, we just haven't seen him yet. So I find it curious.
Yeah.
So,
like, Krake is known to run it a bit, so not this game, though, because he's getting his very, very signature Flux, and then on top of that, is that Puppet Master going for Probosk, or is it going to go to Zibbe? We don't know yet. That's the beauty of Druidz. They're very flexible, I'd say.
Absolutely. Zibbe even has been playing a lot of carry in his past, so if, whatever reason it ended up like that. In fact, he usually plays a Puppet Master. Yeah, you're happy about that Engineer pickup coming up there, so.
Flux Engineer, man.
That's a strong combo.
And then on top of that, a Puppet Master with all that disable for the Tremble, like, they need Shrunkens on the Legion side now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's going to be fun. Now, let's talk about that Tremble. You were even mentioning that as before we're going to the game right here, but Tremble first picked by MRR. Who was it? God, I was talking to somebody about, maybe it was BMG scrimmaging them earlier, like boot camping, but they brought up the point that they did very well with Tremble in the boot camping phase and whatnot. So this is a comfortable hero for these guys, I think it's safe to say.
That was more actually D-Dog, I think. MRR wasn't really.
Was it D-Dog? Okay.
Yeah, it was D-Dog who was picking it up. Punk Pang is more known to pick up the Puppet Master as well as the Silhouette. But where is Punk Pang?
He is PPHOD, I believe. Okay. So yeah, again, they may have to change their names a little bit sometimes because of the different client here. So I guess somebody else had that sweet name of his instead. So, looks like we're actually, if we want to switch, I believe we're on Shortcan's computer here. If we want to switch the computers. Again, not that I don't trust you.
I'm sure I can follow the action just fine.
Not that I don't trust you, but I don't trust you, okay? I want to miss Bloodlust kills, damn it. So once we get in game, I think we may end up switching it here. But anyway, so we got the next pickup coming out here from MRR. Tempest coming out. So we're going to see a Tempest jungler.
I mean, we know how the Thai teams like late game, and Tempest is just that late game jungler.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun to see how they're going to be able to hold on, I would say, because the Hellborn side right now,
What's up?
Cersei.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thai team, MRR, they've ran Cersei actually quite a bit, so I'm intrigued to see it on the side of Druidz, actually.
Yeah, exactly. And on top of that, an Engineer, so they're just going full out, oh, there we go.
The Panda pick. That's another hero that you speak of these Thai teams. Again, this is something that they are comfortable with. But, man, Pandemonium as well as a Tremble here, that's a lot of physical presence.
Yeah, and on top of that, a lot of farm as well. Magmus, Panda, Tremble, and Tempest.
Yeah.
They both need, Magmus, you could argue, only needs a PK. But it's still a PK. And he wants to get Steam Boots, Power Supply, everything on top of that. And then you have a Pandemonium. So how are they going to lane this? Suicide Pandemonium?
No. I would think Suicide Magmus.
Yeah, for sure Suicide Magmus. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah. Don't take that into account for it. It's just different, yeah. So they're going to have a Panda dual mid with the Andromeda having Tremble solo bottom. So this is one of those games where if they decide to get something like a Kinesis Suicide, for example, they can just completely wreck this Tremble.
Yeah.
And that's one way to deal with him. You have to shut him down, make sure that he does not get a good start, does not get that lightning, does not go 700 GPM and completely destroys you. And I wonder if they're going to do that on the side of Druidz right now, because they do realize that there is no dual lane going to be at the bottom lane, I think. Yeah. I hope, for their sake.
Cersei is an interesting pickup because you're right. That means they're running the dual support. They're taking it away from MRR maybe to an extent, but running themselves here. Where is that going to be ran? I mean, that's another thing. What was the logic there? And Malakin to finish it off.
So they are going to try lane, long lane.
Okay.
With the Puppet Master, or even dual lane. I think they could dual lane Cersei and Puppet Master, long lane, and then put Flux with Engineer.
Yeah.
And then have Malikan solo versus a Magnus.
Okay.
I think that would be a good start for their laning because Puppet Master Cersei is going to stomp the Tremble. Tempest can't really gank middle or anything. And Flux Engineer is a really strong dual mid.
Yeah. Now, you actually, I think it was you, we were talking about this earlier with Cersei, the ultimate in the interaction. Yeah. Okay, so I'll let you explain. You brought up a really good point about the hero.
Okay, so we're going to be looking at a Cersei trying to take over either a Magnus or a Tempest this game.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I'm expecting. And basically, what you can do as when you're facing a Cersei is, if you're getting ultied, the ulti only takes effect at the end of the duration.
Yeah.
So you can drop items during that time. So imagine dropping a PK on the Tempest. It just completely nullifies the Tempest Cersei.
Yeah.
So that's what I was getting at. And I mean, it can go so far as even dropping your Steam Boots, just extra items, you know, just making that ultimate completely useless.
Yeah, that was really interesting to hear. Now, you know, in a perfect world, you're not going to be able to drop your full inventory because you're also making the point it's like it has to be right on top of you and, you know, in the heat of the moment. And what is even the channel time of the ultimate? It's what, like 2 seconds? Yeah, so you literally have, by the time you realize what's happening, you basically have a second. So you can maybe get one item taken off. But that is interesting because you figure out this tier, this level of play, that is something you really should think about when being ulted by Cersei with the whatever Twisted Visage.
Now, does Druidz know this?
I don't know. Does M.R.R. know this? You know,
does anyone know this?
Are we just, you know, spilling secrets all over the place here that no one knows?
They're not listening to us right now, so this is going to be a great time. And Zibe, was this Hellborn pausing? Yeah,
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, Druidz pausing.
Yeah,
that's common.
Restarting the computer. Yeah, right. What else is new, right? No, but going to be restarting the computer, it looks like, or just figuring out an issue. So, you know, keep you guys updated. But you see right there, M.R.R. huddled around. And, you know, that was between the Tide teams, Snoop Dogg and Team M.R.R. here. I noticed that Snoop Dogg, they did a lot of huddling up for the draft, where M.R.R., they actually stay spread out. They, you know, stay at their computers and whatnot. And when it came to the draft. Now, right now, you know, they're talking over the lanes, I guess, and whatnot. But I found that kind of interesting. But they're not as vocal as Dog it was.
Yeah.
Now, I still think that they like to get somewhat loud, but Dog, man, they were on another level.
Specifically Hyena.
Hyena's crazy.
Man, he was just jumping up and down at the computer. It was really fun to watch.
They're farming Ancients, and he's freaking out. It's like, dude, I mean, I love the emotions, but you're farming Ancients.
Come on, man.
What's going on here? Yeah, it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny seeing that, but you know, it's emotion, and it's cool to see that. That's another one of these benefits, obviously, of these LAN events here.
It's all part of it.
It is. It's part of the whole experience. So while we're waiting for the back, let's take a quick look once again at the other series here. Man, Team Wii is beating Complexity right now. I don't know how to react to that. You know, it's nothing against Team Wii. I say that, but I mean, here we are kind of. But again, this is a very inexperienced team. They don't even play on the same client. They don't even play on the same client. Now, as far as practice went, you know, they were able to get practice on this client here. And so it's not like they're completely new to it, but, you know, they have a lot less time than all these players here.
But also their draft.
What is their? I didn't even look at that.
Sandray,
Thunderbringer, Pharaoh. It's a little funky. It's a little funky. You see Formless playing the Predator over there, but it's safe to say you would expect Complexity to win that series. I mean, let's be honest here. So, man, that's...
Is this what we call a choke?
I didn't say it. No, what if that result stands? It's got to be something, man. Because you hope for Complexity's sake, and you know, a little bit of bias from me, even team representing America here. America. Yeah, that is not expected to see, but it's game one of a best of 3, so, and that one wasn't over yet by any means.
And I mean, Sync lost their first game of the series as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah, a little bit different circumstances, but yes, that is a good point. Sync was able
anything
to
can happen.
Anything can happen. That is true. Let's say Ziba is back in the game, so again, I'm not too sure what we're waiting on here. Looking over at the players. The admin's over their shoulder and everything, so obviously he's very aware. Okay.
It's about
I guess we're good.
Time.
There we go. Here we go. Game number 1 officially underway here. Druidz versus M.R.R. So, again, Druidz. So, how are the lanes looking? They got. You mentioned the aggressive tri-lane potential, but But yeah, trialing with a Cersei, though, that also seems just odd.
Well, I was thinking an aggressive dual lane with the Cersei.
Okay, more the aggressive dual lane instead. Okay.
Yeah, but Tremble is going to go top lane, of course, to put his mount down. We are going to have Magnus running bottom. He has a hatchet and a shield. They're just completely dodging it, looks like.
Yeah. You're talking about Magnus right there at the hatch and the shield, yeah. Yeah, that's, huh. No, they're not doing Conga. Okay, they're in the area on the mini-map. I'm like, no way, but.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, what are they doing there? And
okay.
Look at the Legion team. They have 3 heroes with hatchet shield.
What are they doing? Something's gonna happen here. Why is Flux sitting? I'm just so I don't know what to expect. Something crazy is happening here from Druidz.
And Tremble actually placed 2 mounts.
All right. Did he place 2 mounts up here? Yeah, he did. Wow.
So if they find the first one, they're gonna be like, oh, Tremble can't gank us, but
actually he can. All right, so that just happened to be where he was standing, I guess. Nothing crazy Conga is going to be happening. But
yeah, it is looking like an aggressive tri-lane right now. And I did not want that for the reason that Panda is a good 1v1 hero. And it's going to be a Tremble middle, never mind.
Because Tremble middle, that's a thing.
Yeah, in Team M it is, but... Okay, so Panda and Andro going top. That's a really strong dual lane. Negative armor, of course, being very helpful for Panda to deal that more damage. And then he also has a stun on top of that with very low mana cost. So Malakin is going to have issues at the start. And I want to see Serenia and Iceland just move top immediately. Secure the lane for Malakin. 1v1 the Magnus bottom with a Puppet Master. That's a free lane for Puppet Master. And then in the meantime, Flux is going to stomp this mid lane.
Yeah, looking at the MRR setup right here, and clearly a lot of mind games going on between these 2 teams. I mean, they were really trying to guess what each other was doing, and it seems like MRR, could you argue that they got the best of it? I mean, to start things off here?
Well, to start things off, yeah, because Malakin isn't getting farmed, but at the same time, though, they're set out to lose 2 out of 3 lanes right now.
Okay.
And that's where the negative part comes in. Malakin can always recover because Zibe is going to have a good time, and then Flux is going to have a lot of impact early mid-game as well as late game, I'd say. So I don't... If Tremble doesn't get a lot of farm, I see this going in the way of Druidz, so it's going to highly depend on how he does in this lane.
Well, all right. We'll see how Punk Ping playing the Tremble is able to do here. You got Engineer roaming over, though, so Tremble will need to be careful about that. Of course, he has the mound, but only going to help him so much here. Tempest is passively farming its own jungle. Looks like he's fine, though. The support's not necessarily harassing him yet, at least. And Iceland Gogo instead is going to rotate pretty much all the way around right here. And, I mean, is he going to stay middle? They're going to try to maybe make a kill happen, but as you see, that's not going to be the case. They get the mount killed at least. 2-minute rune spawning. Bottom rune, Cersei, just the refreshment. What was top? It looks like a haste rune, yeah.
And Malakin's going to try and pull.
All right, yeah, well, he's going to be spotted right here, attempting at least. Look at that. Kind of messing with him a little bit, but... Oh, he just completely screwed up the pull. That was hilarious. Well played by Andromeda.
Yeah, and there's nothing he can do about it.
Yeah. That was very well played.
How to waste time.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, this Time Pico guy, he was fantastic in the Complexity series, playing that support. He was doing, the wars seemed almost perfect. He was constantly aggressively placing them, and he played a Rhapsody game. I specifically remember a couple of great saves. This guy knows what he's doing when it comes to the support role. A lot of fun to watch there, so. But they're not rotating Iceland Gogo to the top.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of overkill. I mean, they're not, like, Serenia and Iceland should be going top right now because Andro right here in this location has no vision on the tower. If they decide to port in, that's a dead Andro, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, well.
Time Pico using his stun to last the creep.
Might as well use it for something, I guess. Prevent it from Malik. Did he actually get it?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, well, there you go. Hashtag value right there coming out. So he's level 2 now, but you're right. I mean, it seems like that Druidz could take advantage of this, but they're choosing not to. So this comes back to, though, we're talking about, did they know about the Probusk Malakin? Now, they did let him pick it up, but man, are they dealing with it early on.
What they realize is that Probusk, as Malakin needs to reach his peak at that point where he can get that Insanitarius, Whispering Helm, and the Shrunken Head. And if they can delay that for as long as possible, then it's not going to be the timing anymore. Then it's going to be too late.
Yeah. Look at that. Solo mid Tremble. Pretty rare thing, as we're kind of talking about, but happens to have a 5-2 record, as Quincy pointing out there. So once again, we'll see how that works out for MRR, and Punk Ping playing it here. Cersei, you know, one of the annoying things about her, not only that ultimate, of course, how powerful that can be. Top lane, by the way, Malikan in some trouble right here. He's getting creep block completely. He will be able to sword throw out and is going to survive, but man, he had some troubles there against what is a solo Pandemonium at this point.
Yeah, Panda is just such a strong 1v1 hero, though.
Yeah.
He's on the same level as almost Succubus, I'd say. At level 6, that's a dead Malikan, I think. If he has enough mana, of course.
Kind of like the melee form.
Mid lane, though, DD Andromeda incoming.
Yep, yeah, Flux in some trouble right here. Look at that common stun, the range on that. Magnus stuns it as well. Kraken's falling. Kraken is going to go down. He couldn't get the release off. You see Engineer already threw out the keg stun. Sword throw from Malikan, but he whiffs really just too close even. And that'll be that. So Bloodlust kill, though, in favor of MRR here.
I honestly felt like he wasn't going to die there. Flux is just such a tanky hero, so it really goes back to the fact that he didn't send in boots, he didn't send in a mana battery, he didn't send in anything at that point. Probably because the courier was in use, but at the same time though, like, shouldn't he have more?
Yeah.
He has 250 GPM, which should have been a free farm lane. I mean, this doesn't feel like Krake at all.
Yeah, definitely seems like a little off perhaps, but in the end, you know, having to deal with it here, you know, that is an interesting thing about Druidz. Sure, they're coming in here with a victory, and, you know, great one at that, you know, defeating Team Wii, but as we're talking about with them, you know, not necessarily the strongest team, the most experienced, however you want to call it. Druidz was able to take care of business pretty easily, so you'd hope for their sake that it didn't really get to them as far as the, you know, the fact that they won the game here, because obviously going up against a very tough opponent in MRR now. Yeah, it looks like the other series is still pretty close. You mentioned in there, but bottom lane, no.
No, bottom lane. Yeah, I don't know. Why is Cersei been here this entire time? It feels so useless. And the problem is she's not even stacking things in her own woods because she's not there.
Well, Malikan's trying. He's basically having a stack here at this top side, but yeah, you're right. I mean, Cersei, and it's not like, well, I mean, how are they doing against Magnus? Magnus is even 200 gold per minute. Not too bad, really, considering the circumstances. I will say Zibe is having great farm, 370 GPM here.
Yeah,
so
he's making sure to miss very little creep kills right now. I think he might have just missed a couple. But, you know, Malikan and Flux, on the other hand, are having a really awkward time.
Yeah. Look at that, too. So, yeah, MRR, they are known for playing this Pandemonium. In fact, going 3-0 with it at the World Finals.
And they love to run that helm on him as well.
Yeah.
And it does look like he's going to get it again.
It looks like it, yeah. It makes sense, though, right? I mean, because the skill set allows him to do so much physical damage, that why not get a little bulky, you know, to be able to withstand the fights and jump in there. So, I mean, you like it?
Yeah, I like it to a certain extent, but in that case, I also really like the Insanitarius, because that makes you bulky as well, but it makes you deal ridiculous amounts of damage with that ultimate, with those flurry procs. Procs. Of course, he's not leveling it right now, because Cannonball, pretty good skill in team fights. Stun duration increases as well when you level it. But bottom lane, Magnus.
Uh-oh, Voodoo Puppet. Nice destroy right there, and it's going to be enough to get away. Wow, 0-7T. Making a great escape. And you know what? I was talking to Resher, you know, after their loss to MRR, Baba Ganoush, the support for Complexity, and he was actually mentioning their support was great. 0-7T, that player he's talking, or their Suicide was a great player. He was referring to 0-7T. Did a fantastic job in that series, and clearly causing issues there. Malikan top lane, by the way. Uh-oh. He's doing a creep pull, but no, he happened to be the right timing right there.
Man, this is just so cancer for Probusk right now.
Yeah.
He's getting 0 help up here, and I really feel like they should be focusing farm on him rather than letting him be shut down like this.
I agree. It really feels like, I don't know, Druidz just, it's almost as if they're not doing what's the obvious is. You know, maybe they're just so used to Probuska Malakit just getting great farm himself that they're almost kind of forgetting that, wait a second, he's actually being locked down here. What do we do about
Boris,
this?
by the way.
Yeah, Boris is boxing out Malakin. That kind of tells you what state they're in right now. At least Probusk is. So they're relying heavily on this Puppet Master.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, they're going to go up and push now. Pandemonium isn't really killable for this Hellborn side right now. Unless they're all 5 hitting him for quite a bit. That Helm is making him so much tankier.
Yeah, I guess the response is to counter push right here, but they're not even necessarily doing that the most effective, and they're just now hitting the middle tower. And you see M.R.R. They're going to keep this going, in fact. You got Tempest, Pandemonium, and Magmus. Why not? Hell, Tremble's even here, as we see. So, I don't. Are they going to really give up a secondary tower here?
It looks like it. I mean, this is going way faster than they originally expected.
Yeah.
It's been 9 minutes, and they're already pushing the long lane tier 2 tower. So and they're trying mid to like counter push or split push, but oh, is it going to be a deny?
Yep, look at that again. This support player, man, Time Pico, he is fantastic. But, perfect timing.
But I mean, Druidz kind of were trying to let that go to the creeps, but you know, there weren't a lot of creeps. Top lane though.
Oh my gosh, Flux, he's forced to use the discharge defensively right there. Ports are coming in. Magmus, he lets the lifeline sun right there. Only on a Malakin though, did not catch Puppet Master. That could be the difference maker, but Pandemonium in the background. Cannibal stun. There's the Flux, the elemental point on top of that. Puppet Master's gonna end up falling right here. Engineer getting very low in life. He'll go down. They get the kill to Tremble, but at what cost for them? Flux will fall. Malakin in the background has the possession up, but he needs to get out of there. He can't do that. Cannibal stun. The eruption coming out. It's gonna be a genocide for M.R.R. there. A big time all of a sudden. 6-1 hero kills, and they're already going to start pushing into the base here.
What the hell just happened? I mean, that was an insane fight. They were able to get that combo off somehow. Like, Pandemonium going in with the stun on the Puppet Master, first of all, was brilliant. And then on top of that, Magmus followed it up, and then there was a great Tempest ulti. They had nothing to counter it. Cersei was just kind of standing outside. Oh, realizing
not level 6.
Yeah, not level 6. And
neither was Engineer for that matter. So, yeah, it was just prime time. It was prime time to fight right there. And that all started with Tremble just kind of being up there by himself and catching Magmus, or not Magmus, but was it Malakin, I think it was?
Flux.
Yeah. Or Flux even? Okay, so Flux up there. And obviously it kind of snowballed, as you're pointing out. Yeah, Tempest did a great job getting in there, and you saw the damage of Pandemonium.
Yep.
What he can do. So, oh, Cersei, that's not going to be alive Cersei for long. Cannonball stun, man.
Oh, but the invis.
Oh, wow, he's actually alive.
Oh, God, what?
No, why would you do that?
Why?
No.
I'm so...
Okay.
But they're going to back off anyways. Yeah. All right, then, Serenia.
Yeah. What is it? 325 physical damage on Cannonball. Jeez.
Yeah, it's a lot more than people expect.
Yeah, especially with the Auroras you were talking about earlier from Andromeda. So.
Yep.
Good synergy there. I was curious to see what Zibby was going to go for on Puppet Master. I say that because he's known for going Thunderclaw on this hero. Now, he goes to Whispering Helmet. Speaking of that, by the way, they catch Tremble down here. Andromeda coming in. Will it be enough for the save? I don't think so. No, my God, it is, but not enough. Jeez. He almost got away.
And in the meantime, though, Flux is rotating over right now.
Yeah.
Serenia's ward spotting out Andro, running down to below the tower, but nice port out. Now they're going to think that there's somebody behind the tower, and they're going to try and dive. Only to find no one.
Yeah, that could backfire too. So instead he's going to pull, actually. Make use of that here. So, well, I mean, that was a big kill, and they are kind of taking over the jungle a little bit right here. So maybe some good signs of life here, at least for Druidz, as they're pushing bottom.
Yeah, but they're just doing such a great job at split pushing now as well. The tower was really low, of course, so it dropped faster than the mid tower will, but I have a feeling that this mid tower will definitely drop to this push from Tempest.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's Tremble.
There he is.
And the Pandemonium with the DD.
Yep. That warp cleft on Tremble, so the Thunderclaw obviously in the works, but yeah, it's going to be an easy tower kill for M.R.R. And invulnerability, I guess, but they'll just let the creeps even. They do that. I've noticed that now. We've seen that we saw it in the Complexity series too. They just let the creeps kill the tower when they can.
Yeah.
So, do you think that actually makes sense, or would you rather see one of the carries,
Well, they have multiple carries this game.
Yeah, that's true.
And so in that sense, it really does make sense. And you have the elementals from Tempest, of course. He's gotten his Astrolabe now, so this is truly prime time for Druidz to fight. And why don't people... Oh, there we go.
Oh, look! That's a real? No, okay. I was going to say. That was a fake, Malakin. Jeez. That's Cersei coming into play, using those illusions, so...
Why didn't he go mines on Engineer, by the way?
Oh, gosh, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I don't get it either. I do not.
In this game, they have a Flux, so they can so easily defend their towers with that mine trap. And now...
That's true. I agree. No, I don't get it. I would love, in fact, well, we have initiation right here. Flick on a Flux. This could be big right now for MR. There's the Polar. That's the combo they're looking for. Eruption in the background, though. Down goes Flux off the bat. The Eruption going off, and they will get the kill on Engineer as well. Energy Field already used. Malik in possession. The Elemental by though. Tempest barely into life, however. Cersei takes over Tempest. He has an ultimate ready to go. Magnus in trouble. Can he maybe get the stun off? No, he's alive for now. A hat trick for Proboscis. The Elemental Void kind of guessing right there. Doesn't hit, but it doesn't matter. It's a quad kill for Proboscis. And Druidz, they are right back in this game, apparently.
The dives are real. That's all I can say about it. That was truly just greed. Greed is good.
Greed at its finest.
Oh, is Zibe going to be picked off here?
Oh, look at this. Yeah, he's hanging around still, but no.
Nice micro with the Catman champion scouting it out beforehand.
Yeah, so, but really that was just simply divey. I mean, the Flux NG, I mean, that showed right there.
That was the combo, of course, that they were looking for. But on top of it all, Pando dove way past the tower, and you saw just Tempest being auto-attacked down by a tower during his ultimate. So, yeah, it's just greed is good.
All right, so yeah, definitely keeping that in mind here if you're this Legion side. Now, speaking of Pandemonium, he actually continues to be the top farmer. I never really touched on that too much, but yeah, he's 410 gold per minute right here. Again, he's one of the few that survived in that fight, but he's got the helm. He got one Ghost Marchers. Looks like, you know, Mighty Blade pickup. I assume that's going to be a Shrunken Head.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're going to see something like an Ice Brand, right?
No.
Because if
please
we do,
God, no.
Please no.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. So, but now, if you're Cersei, is Tempest like your only option? Do you just need to get Tempest, or could you even argue like maybe the Pandemonium might not be too bad?
I mean, at this point, I would say that the Pandemonium is definitely an option, just because he's such a fatty.
Yeah.
He's just fat. He's fat right now. Like, he's the most farmed in the game, and on top of that, you know, Magnus could also be an option, but he's just kind of low level. So if he manages to get the ulti on the Magnus and then manages to channel first and then PK stun, that'd be great. But they'll know when Magnus is being taken over, so they'll try and, you know, dodge it at least.
Yeah, you know, the other great thing to bring up there, though, is that the ultimate for Cersei, it scales, of course, as far as the damage you do. So that's where you could argue that maybe the Tempest does make the most sense. You know, you're getting that lockdown. That's what you want him for at no downside. So whereas Pandemonium, sure, he has good lockdown still, but he would be doing, what is it, 75%, I think? Yeah, or 70%. Of the damage that he normally does. So, you know, but ultimately I think it's going to be, you know, on Cersei that whatever she's able to get here as far as comfort factor. But you see what she's doing at the top lane. She's using those illusions, kind of pushing up a little bit. Needs to be careful, though, and it looks like she will react in time as they were clearly coming to gank her. So, I
mean, they were already leaving before the Legion team even got anywhere nearby.
Yeah.
So they knew that they were going to have to defend the tower, and they're moving really efficiently right now. And look at Zibe, by the way. He's almost got a Shroud, so he's really not doing bad either. 390 gold per minute. I mean, I know the stats say that with Puppet Master you need over like 300, or no, over like 500 GPM for you to really start scaling well. But, you know, Zibe, he's well underway.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, I was really curious to see what kind of build he was going to go for, but he is going more of the usual. More of the Whispering Helm into the Assassin Shroud, and you know, it's, we'll see. I mean, I was going to say, you know, Shrunken Head from there, but honestly, Shrunken this game doesn't seem like it would do a whole lot against this Legion team, so.
Yeah, I agree. It'll literally only stop the Magnus and I guess the Tempest Sun, but is that the biggest deal, really?
Is it worth the 3,900 gold compared to anything else? You know,
probably not.
Argument, yeah.
I mean, maybe you should just go a Demonic like usual.
Yeah, it is Zibe. He would love to do that. They do have a Malakin, though. You'd figure that's pretty good on him, so
yeah.
I assume we'd probably see it on him instead. But Malakin does have the Insanitarius, but again, this is a hero that is known for going the Insanitarius, Whispering Helm, and then even a Shrunken Head on top of that. But that does go back to, though, is that really the strongest option in this game? So
if he finds he's being locked down too much by Tempest, by being focused, for example, and the Comet Stun, of course, then I would say it's still valid to a certain extent, because he is going to be mitigating the damage from the lightning on Tremble as well.
Okay, that's true.
So, I mean, that really can't be counted out, because he does attack just so many times with that lightning.
Yeah. Top lane, Magnus is up here, kind of chilling around, seeing if any, I don't know really what, to be honest. Here he does have his portal key up here, so no way he's going to do something on his own, though. I guess they do have mounds nearby, so if you happen to find somebody, could get some assistance. But not going to happen. we do see here that Druidz has pretty much everyone up here, so Magnus would be silly to try anything crazy. It looks like he is going to TP out in the end, so Shroud, Shrunken, and Helmet Puppet. Okay. I'll fly on the Breastplate after that, yeah, so. Again, Demonic Breastplate is a powerful item on Malakin, though, so.
Look at that ward just placed by Time Pico, by the way, over all the way on the Hellburn side.
Yeah.
That's quite effective. He was able to get there without being spotted, and, you know, if they're looking to push bottom tower now, that could be a changing factor right there.
Yeah. Yeah, the great vision behind the tower, of course, so that could definitely come into play. Meanwhile, top lane, though, Malakin going to be jump right here.
But it's an illusion.
That's an illusion, yeah. It's even hard for us to tell sometimes.
With our God vision.
Yeah. But again, that's definitely a strength of Cersei. She will constantly keep you on your toes with those illusions.
And definitely annoying in the late game.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely. You would know about that. You've played a bit of Cersei yourself, so.
Yeah, fun hero to play, and definitely a lot of potential still, because I don't think that people have really explored the hero to its full potential, because I know that some people like to play it as that really annoying factor where they actually max their illusions and then use it to block camps. They
That's
just
annoying.
literally walk around the map blocking the enemy team's camps.
Yeah. Great scouting tool, great camp blocker, great initiation baiter, I mean, as we've seen in this game, so.
Great pushing,
great pushing with certain heroes on your team. Yeah, things like Legionnaire combo, I mean, it's ridiculous that, you know, you get those spin procs and does that full damage, so. That's
Is Zibby going to be able to find a pickoff here?
Oh, he's going, yeah. He's like, see ya. Okay, that was interesting. Kind of left a present behind, but he's really.
What?
Really? How did he anyways, Puppet Master in some trouble right here still. He is going to end up falling as now Tremble joining the party, but I think he's going to fall back before. But I am just so baffled that Magnus died.
That was the Ancients.
It had to be, right?
It had to be the Ancients.
Wow.
MVP Ancients.
MVP Pro, or Zibby, honestly. The fact that he had the, I don't even know if he, maybe he didn't even expect it to happen, but.
I really don't think he expected that to happen. And I don't think Magnus was either. He's like, what? Why am I dying? Why am I dying? And yeah.
That's hilarious.
Never seen that before.
No, I had no reason to watch the action there because I was sure he was fine. Anyways, he does get picked off, so ends up being a good find for Zibby.
Oh, Panda.
Is he finding somebody? He was, but nice
Engineer managed to tablet away.
Oh, tablet, yeah.
Yeah, he actually got a tablet. I would like to see him pick up a PK, but, you know, not having mines, he's not able to farm that fast, potentially.
Yeah, he maxing out that turret there, so he has it maxed out now, and we'll see what Iceland Gogo does decide to go for as far as next in line. But Pandemonium, yep, they found him right here. Puppet Master opens, doesn't have the Voodoo Puppet, but he's got some help right here. Minotaur stun on top of that. Great coordination coming out, and what ultimately should be a kill.
Using the Shrunken there?
That was a mistake.
That was a definite mistake. That was just a panic mode, but
yep.
I don't know, that just felt weird.
Well, that's 1 second less now. It's down from 10 to 9, of course. So
Shrunken was just picked up on Tempest, though, so they're going to have quite some way to counter the Flux NG pulling.
Yep. That'll be the idea right there. You do see the potential of this Hellborn side and what they got to stop it. I guess really it's well, no, Malakin possession would actually if he's able to hit it, but other than that, I mean, not much they can do. I guess Cersei taking it over and then doing it herself, but
yeah,
no, that takes some time. So
plus you can't ulti someone who has a Shrunken up as Cersei.
Oh well, then there's that too. So never mind. Never mind. So, anyways, they kill Kongor. So token of life coming up for Malakin. That's obviously a big Kongor kill coming out for Druidz here.
That they were able to take it even when they're behind is pretty ridiculous. Like, Druidz has come back in this game. I honestly thought that M.R.R, so difficult to say, was looking really, really good at the start of this game, and now they've just, I don't know, like, look at Probusk, he's 5-1.
Yeah.
You really wouldn't think that that's how he began this game.
No. Well, obviously that quad kill. I mean, that little bit of diving a little bit, and Druidz capitalized. They got a quad kill on Malakin. A player and a hero, he was struggling early on in this game, but that gave him the boost that he needed to recover and ultimately, you know, do what he's doing. Now, again, I will say he goes the Shrunken Head route, but as we were talking about earlier, it doesn't seem like that's really got a whole lot to do in this game.
If Panda decides to lock down the Malikan in any of these fights, it's going to be a dead Malikan. There's nothing that the Hellborn side can do about the Shrunken Head unless Cersei's got a Tempest or even the Panda himself.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so they're just gonna have to deal with it. You mentioned the Shrunken Head on Pandemonium there, so yeah, if I'm M.R.R, definitely looking for Malikan in these team fights.
Yeah, he's gonna be doing a lot of damage.
Yeah,
that Insanitarius is really just such an insane item on him at the moment.
So that's gonna be an issue here for Druidz moving forward, of course, but. You do look at Cersei, by the way. Interesting build on him. It goes the red boots and the Ring of Sorcery here, but you know, it does use mana pretty frequently.
Yeah, it really does make sense. I mean, you could opt to go for a Chalice, but then you're going to end up walking around with half HP half the time. And you really don't want that, especially when there's a PK on the Magnus. And would you be willing to see a PK on Panda as well? To kind of be the main initiator?
Yeah, I mean, you look at their initiation right now. Obviously, Magma's great for that, but especially since you want to lock down that Malikan, I don't see why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, he possibly won't do enough to, of course, kill the Malikan, but his team will then be able to come in and do all the damage. I mean, Punk Pang, now with the 2,700 gold saved up.
Yeah. Yeah, what is he going for? He's got the Charge Hammer, not the Charge Hammer, the Thunderclaw as well as the Shrunken Head.
I'm guessing a Basher.
Brutalizer here, yeah, that would make sense. And I followed up, of course, a fantastic item on Tremble there, so.
Yeah. Same thing as the Lightning, same thing as no Fireblade, and lots of other fun proccing items.
Man, this top tower is still up. It's going to fall here, though, but again, it's denied. Should have won on top of that. And manages to get in there and deny the tower. So well played on his part as far as the timing goes. The Cersei illusion push, not enough right there. You see Flux, by the way, having that Insanitarius himself. So Krake has that picked up. But yeah, 0-3 and 5 for him. Has not been the prettiest game yet.
He does have 300 GPM, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is not something you'd really expect from the way he started. He got focused down. Along with the Malikan, of course, but Malikan has 400 GPM.
Yeah. Top tower. It's probably going to end up falling right here. They got a lot of numbers up here, looks like. And I don't think M.R.R is going to be defending this. They're not interested, so.
Yeah, and it's dropping quite fast as well. Like, Malikan does push those towers really, really quickly.
Yeah, he does. You know, with the farm he has, you know, going the Shrunken Head, obviously not, you know, maximizing damage necessarily, but still able to do plenty, especially with that blue sword of his. As now he's headed towards the middle lane. We'll see where he ends up right here. Vote to pause coming out from Druidz. I don't know, maybe this is a strat pause here, or perhaps something that actually happened. Oh well, he is disconnecting. So, but yeah, the action's kind of died down quite a bit here in this game. You know, early on and it's picking up a little bit. We had that one big fight, and then. Not a whole lot since then. Yeah,
it started off with, you know, those 16, 17 creep kills, and then it ended up being just kind of a stagnant game. It hasn't picked up as much anymore, and that's mainly due to that dive.
Yeah.
Had that dive not happened, then M.R.R would be at way more of a comfortable position to just keep on moving on, take objectives, make sure that they're, you know, getting that Kongor as well, because that's really what they needed to push at that point, and now they're sitting back. I will say, though, that Tremble is really strong in the late game. I'm not so sure about Panda. We haven't really seen him enough. I mean, he's a lockdown tool,
yeah,
ultimately.
I want to say he's pretty strong, honestly, because, again, a lot of physical presence that he brings to the table. He has the Andromeda assistance. I think that's pretty big. That Aurora will minus the armor quite significantly and allow him to do some decent damage. So, yeah, he may not be the main carry here necessarily for the Legion team, but he's going to still bring plenty. Especially, as you mentioned, especially as a lockdown tool. So, yeah, I got on the screen right here. Again, this is a monitor game of the other series going on from Group A here, the losers bracket. Loser of this is done as far as the series goes here at Dreamhack. So, this is game one still, about 60 minutes in. But Complexity, it looks like they've come back to be in a decent spot. I mean, they're up 43 to 36 hero kills now. And, yeah, look at that Predator, man. 19, 5, and 15. So.
It's not
That's
often
a lot
you see
of kills. There's a lot of freaking kills right there. So
I will say, though, that Predator is incredibly strong versus Sandrith. Because he doesn't care about the magic damage being put out by the passive, of course, and also the mock if that is picked up.
That's true. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case there. But even that scenario, 12, 8, and 20 or whatever it was. So a lot of kills in that game.
Yep.
A lot of action package going on there. But anyways, that isn't game 1 of their best of 3. So obviously, again, keep an eye on that. But it looks like we're back now with game 1 of our series, Druidz versus Neo.MRR Esports. So let's hop back in here. Brutalizer is picked up by Punk Bang. So he has that now on Tremble. Yes, but yeah, the more time they do spend here, a little bit more passive. You were just talking about that, you know, the Malik and the Puppet Master, those are 2 pretty scary heroes themselves as far as scaling.
It is strange to see Malikan without a Whispering Helm, though.
It is, yeah. That lifesteal not nearly as significant. Of course, having to use the green sword a lot more even. Yeah,
we've seen games where it feels that that the Whispering Helm is truly the only reason he survives, because that, what is it, like the 40 per attack is a lot, of course, but the Whispering Helm just helps so much more as well.
Yeah, it really, it helps, you know, especially with the Zeal procs, you know, obviously the attack speed there, as he happens to dip a little lower, that can play a big role in terms of keeping alive and turning fights and whatnot, so.
Zibig went a tablet, by the way, after the Whispering Helm and the Shroud, and to be honest, I'm not sure if that's the best option. He could have definitely gone for that Demonic again. It has worked in the past, and they are against a lot of physical damage. And if, well, Proboss did just pick up the Soul's Bulwark. I was going to say, if they don't have the Soul's Bulwark yet on Proboss, and if they're choosing not to focus on that, then they can get it on Zibig.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely an interesting item to see on Puppet Master. But again, it's one of those cases, Zibig does what he thinks is best for the team, and himself, of course, he's not going to really take, you know, all this criticism and, oh, that's not what we usually see it, so I'm not going to do it kind of deal. This is a guy that, you know, was first known as starting to bring Alchemist Bones on the scene, and it did kind of pick up, to be fair, as far as going up against a Parasite. So, but yeah, Pandemonium is no doubt a good hero to have that against. You talk about Tempest, so it does make sense there. But yeah, a little more reliant, though, on Malikan in terms of being the damage dealer here. Is what you're saying with that, of course. So.
Yep. He finally got his mines on Engineer, by the way.
Yeah, well, kind of had to here.
Yeah.
Hope he could go that over stats. If we went stats over mines, then that would just be
Then I'd just be done.
Yeah. We'd be leaving here. Iceland Go-Go, quite the troll, so you never know. But no, it's plenty on the line here. Again, over $55,000 prize pool, the official announcement, by the way, as far as what they're playing for here at Dreamhack Summer 2015. So a lot of money. Good to see that. Definitely some extra juice in terms of wanting to win here at this event. But
they're doing a great job at countering the Tremble mounts, by the way, with illusions.
Yeah.
Like, people usually underestimate the significance of those mounts, but they give vision. They really just act as a small ward, and, you know, he can port to all of them. So
absolutely,
why not?
Yeah. That's definitely another big tool of those illusions. Coming up from Cersei, going up against the Tremble. The fact that he can do that. You see right there once again, kind of distracting them. But MRR, they're doing a lot of sticking together, I'm noticing, as we're progressing on here.
And Panda did end up picking up the PK, by the way.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, so I do really like that.
Yeah.
Just focus down the Malikan, excuse me, and then with him down, a lot of the damage drops from the Hellborn side, because Krake, although he is picking up in farm now, okay, he just uses ultimate to scout. I think that's the first time we've seen him do that.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and I would have liked to see him do it a bit more, because it's just such a great tool, but I guess he was saving it for in case someone got jumped on.
Some possible team fight taking place. I mean, that's what always makes it difficult, right? It's where, sure, it is a great tool for scouting on the map, but at the same time, you know, the last thing you want to do is use it right before a fight is about to take place, and that kind of gets screwed up. So
yeah, definitely.
Gotta be a little careful with that. But look at Puppet Master, though, man. We talk about lacking damage a little bit, but man, he has a Slayer picked up now on top of the going for that Savage Mace. So it looks like. Anyways, we're gonna have a jump right here. Puppet Master gonna be down by Pandemonium with that portal key. Gets away initially, but it's not gonna be enough. He does go down right there. Tremble chasing in now, pops his own trigger head. Now Flux, he's feeling some good damage from that, trying to run away. Magnus stunts in, and Flux will fall as well. It's a 2-for-0 exchange in favor of MRR right there. And now here we go, a couple of kills taking place. So now they got something going here once again.
Yeah, and they're going to use this as an invitation to just go high ground, it looks like. Zebe no buyback, he did just buy the Slayer, so if they see that, then that's going to be troublesome for them.
Yeah.
They are quite able to push this quite fast if Tempest is able to get his creeps up, 6 of them, of course. But then again, on the other side, you have a turret and a sword throw coming out from Malikan.
Yeah, Cersei, again, constantly using those illusions, causing issues there, kind of pulling back the creep wave and whatnot. So it's definitely not an easy push, but MRR is trying their best at it. They are going to start falling back now, though, as the resurrection timers are coming up right here. So good jump, though. They made use of that portal key on Pandemonium right away, it feels like.
Yep.
And so that proved to be the very effective pickup there.
And next, he could go for something even like a heart. Just go full on tank, make sure that he can survive for the 3 or 4 seconds that it takes for him to knock someone down, and he's going to do a lot of damage with it as well because base damage is king.
Look at this, they find Malikan, they were still hanging around. There's a push from Flux, but it's not going to matter. Pandemonium gets the kill on to Malikan right there. More so, I guess, Tremble got it, but Pandemonium with that big lockdown. So that was a great fake fallback even.
Yeah, and Probusk is not got a buyback.
He sure doesn't. He's staying dead right here. So this is actually a pretty big deal right now for MRR. Going to try to break into the base once again. Again, they're not going full throttle, though. They're playing it somewhat safe. They don't have a token. Almost as if they're even trying to bait out the buyback. But obviously, as we see, that's not the case. And actually are going to fall back. So I don't know. It feels like MRR missing out on an opportunity there to maybe get a little more.
They could have gotten at least a couple more hits in on the tower, but there is the risk of the... Actually, there wasn't. Flux ulti was down.
Yeah,
so
no, they used that. I don't know. It seems like that they had a chance. They chose not to, though. So I know we were having some stream issues there. It looks like it might be back up now, though. So I do apologize for that for those that, you know, I don't know exactly what you may have missed. But, we saw MRR. They got a portal key on Pandemonium and got a big jump on a Puppet Master shortly after, and kind of got a couple of kills off of that and worked off of that. And as we saw there, also getting a kill onto Malikan. So a couple of good sequence of events right here for MRR, and they're back in the lead, albeit pretty close still as far as game number 1 is concerned. Another 3,800 gold saved up on Tremble, though.
Yeah, he's really going to carry this into the late game. Probusk is not going to be able to man up on him with that basher up on the Tremble. And I can also see something like a Wingbow now being picked up by Punkbank.
What do you so you think Wingbow here? Okay, that could be an option. So
although Puppet Master does look to be going for a Savage.
Yeah. Well, maybe not.
And they're sneaking Kongor again.
They're trying, but it's not easy. It's kind of just Malikan right here. He's doing what he can. He's actually sitting in the lifesteal, and that goes back to he doesn't have a Whispering Helm, so. He can't necessarily sit in the blue form, the Enchanted Flames, and do some good damage. He has to sit in the lifesteal instead.
Of course, he could activate his Insanitarius if he wanted to.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't have that activated. Wow. Well, seems a little silly. I mean, missing out on some damage there, but again, it does drain life as well. So, ooh, but they know something's up. MRR, they're heading over.
But the illusions are scaring them. Here comes Magmus, though.
Magmus stunts in. Tremble pops the struck ahead. How are they going to get it? There's a Flux and Engine combo kind of coming out of the background. Who got the token alive? Punkpain did. He got the token alive. The Elemental Void on top of that. They catch Puppet Master right there. He goes down. Malikan trying to sword throw out. He barely gets away at the last second. No, but Magmus finishes him off right there. And it's another big one fight for MRR. Flux in the meantime, he's probably not getting anywhere. Nice stun from, well, that's Serenia Magmus, I guess, but he ends up going down. And they do kill Flux, a 4-for-0, and they got the token. Wow.
I don't even know how that happened. Like, that was so well played by them. That initial initiation by Magmus, plus then the follow-up from the Panda really did it for me. And Tremble is just so strong in these fights right now. Look at those mines, by the way.
Yeah. What do we got? Oh, it's close.
I mean, it's 3 mines.
Okay, it's going to go off here. Yeah, not nearly enough damage, though.
They are trying to escape from it, though, but wow, all of a sudden the lead swung from 4K to 11K, so that was a huge fight for them to win. Did they even get the Kongor kill? That's what I want to know.
I can't check for some reason, but anyways.
Yeah, they also did get the Kongor kill, so
they
insult
did?
to injury.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. They get the Conger kill, they get the token alive, and they win the team fight big time. That's really got to put a damper on Druid's plans here as far as game number 1's concerned. So definitely the biggest lead of the game coming out. You got a Frostwolf Skull now finish on Tremble.
So he's going for the tanky route, which does make sense because clearly they have enough damage.
Yeah, we saw that last fight, that's for sure. Soul's Bulwark picked up on Pandemonium, so that'll help scale some damage as well for the team. But yeah, again, the Flux NG combo.
We've seen it once.
We've seen it once, truly. I mean, the last fight, kind of, but yeah, it was very dysfunctional as far as what was going on in that fight. So
it wasn't as effective as we'd have hoped.
No.
Like this Malakan skin, you can't see when it... Oh, here
Look at that. He pops possession. He goes in. There's that combo coming out. Eruption goes off, though, from Magnus. He caught it off, actually. He does go down, but look at this Tremble, man. He's doing work by himself. Shrunken Head going to wear off right there. He says, screw it, I got to fight this. He is going to end up falling, most likely. Again, he has the token, though, but will he get support in time? Tempest running over. Tempest running over. He has an element to avoid. This could be big. He comes in. No element to avoid just yet. The stun's coming out, but Tremble's going to die right there as Pandemonium jumps in last second. They get the kill on Malkin. Yes, they will. He didn't have element to avoid. I apologize. That makes a lot more sense. But Pandemonium goes down, and now Tempest. He's left behind. Is Cersei and Flux going to finish? Yes, they are. Wow. It's a genocide for Druidz. And I don't even know how that happened, really.
This game is just going from one side to the other. Like, this is insane. Like, they caught them without Tempest or Panda nearby, and yet Tremble was still able to put up such a fight. So it's really not over for MRR at all. Like, this was just a slight hiccup.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, they got there very late, but Tremble, you know, really made a point there that he thought he could stand his ground quite effectively.
And he
Obviously, did. It did to an extent, but he did allow Malakan to kind of sit in the background and just shoot auto attacks into him.
Yeah,
in that range for him.
It's very difficult to get there, though, when there's so many heroes just constantly slowing, you know, affecting them in that way.
Yeah. Looks like another pause coming out right here. Just a quick one, I'm sure. Looks like just a quick reconnect there. But once again, definitely proven to be a very entertaining game number 1 here between Druidz and MRR. What is on the line? Well, the winner of this goes to the semifinals. That takes place 2 days from now on the third day. So what was that, Monday? Yeah, Monday. The loser, they'll go to loser's bracket, and they'll play tomorrow later on. So you see right there, that's Druidz, and I'm looking on their side, talking things over. How have the other series finished, by the way? I'm guessing it is over. They did get up and everything. I'm going to assume Complexity won because of how much they were ahead, but okay. Yeah. Looks like Complexity won, so there you go. Close series, or close game though, man, for them. So we'll see if that was a fluke or not in game number 2, but going to be starting that one soon. Again, being casted by Matthew Madical over there, so big shout out to him. Doing some good work. Yeah, it's always fun, you know, when you hear the claps and loud noises like that, you realize, oh yeah, there's other games going on.
We're not the only game here.
Yeah, what are they cheering for? Oh, that's right. That makes sense. So, but are they ready? They said ready? Okay, well, I guess it's on Druidz here. Whenever Druidz is ready to go, we'll be good to resume here.
There we go.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, just when it seems like one team starts to get some momentum, starts pulling away a little bit, the other team slows it down. It seems like MRR has had the advantage in that, but at least Druidz has kind of come back both times here.
Yeah, and I mean, there's also a Savage almost picked up on this Puppet Master, so that's going to be a huge deal. Once he has that, he's going to start hitting so hard, and I don't think that if he gets the right positioning, he's not going to go down easily either. So yeah, we're going to have to see how Tremble and stuff make this work.
Yeah, Tremble, another 1,400 gold saved up. So as you mentioned, he went more the tankier route with that Frostwolf Skull, but you know, that is at the sacrifice of a little bit of damage output, to be fair. So we'll probably expect more along more damage, raw damage coming out here as far as his next item is concerned. Other than that, nothing too crazy. Storm Spirit on Magnus, it looks like. So good to see that picked up. That can come into use definitely. Demonic almost finished on Probusk. He is working on that here.
When he has that, it's going to be a lot more difficult to take him down, just simply because he gets more attack speed, and you know, his team is also more able to help having that extra armor.
Yeah. That'll definitely be beneficial. So, but as a team, once again, MR moving together, Veiled Rock coming out. We'll see if they find anyone here. We got Flux. Uh-oh. They are going to jump in. Pandemonium and Magnus going in. There's a cannonball follow-up. And Flux dying pretty quickly. Again, that's a tanky Flux that just got taken
well,
out.
It didn't seem very tanky, Breaky.
Exactly.
That guy just got dropped down.
Whatever that was.
And there's no buyback on him either. Like, all buybacks are still available, but they just don't have the money to use them. So I'd say if MRR dive this right now, they will throw it. But if they just go out and hit the tower, they have a very big chance to just take down the tower, slow push it, you know, no risk.
Yeah.
But actually, Tremble.
Well, Malikan jumping in. That's a quick burst on him. He's going to be fine, though. Nice wall from Andromeda. The last second, the elemental one. It comes out. They can't stop that. Remember, one kill happening on a Puppet Master. Malikan's locked down. Malikan will fall right there. Engineer goes down. And MRR once again breaking through. Down goes Cersei. It's another genocide for them. A double tap for 017. And here goes the racks. MRR may have just done it right here in game number 1, Shorkhan.
No buybacks up, and that definitely hurt them in the end. They wanted the Savage for the extra damage, and they were almost able to pick off the Tremble, but wow, they're just going for base.
Why not? I mean, yeah, they're just going to at least take out one of the towers right here. Probably not going to be able to do it in the end, but it doesn't matter. GG, well played, being called. Game 1 will officially, as soon as the Concevo comes out here. Not actually conceding just yet. There we go. Now it's official. Goes to Neolution Esports. MRR. So, yeah, again, being vocal, definitely excited for that one, as you see right there. Not sure which player that is, but getting up, celebrating with 017. There you go. It says on the back of their shirt. But that's, you know, they got to be feeling good about that one.
Yeah, that was a great team effort.
Yeah.
They just played that really well as a team, and they managed to take their objectives when they wanted to. It wasn't about being greedy. They were very disciplined as well.
Yeah.
They did make a couple of mistakes, which let Druidz come back. So well played for them as well, because another team might not have been able to see the same opportunity. But ultimately, well played by both teams, but MRR just had the superior catch, ultimately. And that really caused that last fight to be as abysmal as it was, because Kraken got picked off.
Yeah, you see Druidz talking it over, obviously, you know, really kind of get an idea of where they went wrong there. But, man, I mean, they even got Malikan as far as a comfort hero goes. It really seems like the laning phase, though, they were a little off. Again, with the whole rotation, they weren't protecting the Malikan. We're so used to seeing Pro Busk on Malikan 400 plus GPM early on in the game, get his items. He was not able to get his early items, and we kind of saw the effect of that.
But then he was able to recover, ultimately. Yeah. Like, the team were
He didn't get the Whispering Helm, though.
He didn't get the Whispering Helm.
I think that actually played a pretty big role. Yeah.
He wasn't able to man up versus the Tremble. Tremble was just able to knock him down.
Yeah.
Like, take him down a notch.
It's not even that, though, because, you know, Whispering Up, it enhances his farm quite a bit, too. Because he doesn't need to worry about, like, we even saw the Conqueror fight, for that matter. He constantly he was hitting it in green. Imagine if he had a Whispering Helm there in the blue form. That would have been a dead Conqueror for them. They would not have gone to defend Conqueror in time. So it's a great item on him for a reason. And the fact he wasn't able to get it because of that start, I think, really did prove to be a big difference maker. Yeah, for sure. In that game. So, anyways, Druidz, again, they got some work to do here. They got to figure it out. But apparently teams are having trouble figuring out this MRR team, especially because, you know, it's one thing to defeat complexity in the first round, but you got to wonder, was that more complexity, again, playing down or them playing? But clearly MRR is, again, they're here to play. They're playing well.
But I think it's because they play like NAEU teams.
Yeah.
They play like NAEU teams, but they play it in a very disciplined way, and in a way that we haven't seen before, by going the aggressive dual lane with Panda Andromeda.
Yeah.
You don't see that much anymore. I mean, we just saw how strong Panda is. In that fight alone, he managed to take down Zibbe solo.
Yeah,
he
that's
didn't need any help.
Panda proved to be a bit, and again, that's a hero that they like to play as well, quite a bit. They've played him many times before. Quincy was pointing out the stat there. He was, what, 3-0 at the World Finals even.
Yeah.
All in the hands of MRR, actually. So that's, you know, so Druidz really does have some thinking to do about this draft. Who did they ban the first game? It was, God, I can't remember who they specifically banned, but they
banned Warbeast, I think.
Well, Warbeast was one of them. Yeah, I forget the other one, though. But anyways, Pandemonium, is that a ban? I mean, do you say, could they actually ban